Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm really excited to share with you guys a full run using my Longsword Taunt setup. This is probably maxed out in terms of my best gear. Not the best gear in the game, but if you've watched any of my Longsword Taunt stuff before, you'll know that this longsword hits for 100, 120 each swing. And, you know, I have decent resistances with my armor on top of making use of that taunt ability. So this is towards the end of the playtest as well, which means almost everybody in these lobbies, like this is the last few hours, everybody in these lobbies had blue or purple gear, so you might as well treat this like high roller, and essentially none of the gear matters. So if I'm not looting stuff, you'll know why. There's nothing left to do. Everyone's just PvPing. Getting this one started, we actually get kind of a neat spawn, because if you're a solo player, you can actually loot around the edges without making any noise, and you have lots of time before players get there. And if you really want to kill the mummies in the middle, it's not that difficult. They give you bandages, etc., but you'll see right away, I am not wasting time. I'm just going to look around for players. Loot does not really interest me right now. And I just want to make sure I don't get cornered by a team of 3. This room right here is my favorite room. By far. Decent lines of sight with the crossbow. It's also one of my favorite spots because you don't feel like you're cornered. Like, I'm going to check some of these other rooms just to make sure that I kind of have a free path out in case I get cornered. So I'm not seeing anything, so we'll probably just clear some mobs on this side to open it up. I'm gonna tag this guy in the head, get him out of the way in case someone shows up. 2 shots with the crossbow is quite nice once you start landing headshots. And these flying guys are really annoying to deal with, but crossbows pretty much one-shots them, so makes that a lot simpler. We're gonna pick up my favorite, probably my favorite buff in the game. I know sprint speed's really nice, but I do have the sprint ability, and the amount of times protection has won me a fight. And I'm starting to hear footsteps. Sounds like above. Opening the door. And we one-shot him with the crossbow. Poor guy. There's definitely probably more players behind him. I don't think a rogue would be in that room by himself. So we need to get our heals back up, because there's probably a fight coming. These guys give me a quick little chance to test out my swings again. Get comfortable with the weapon once more. I hear his teammates. Yeah, an archer. This isn't a bad spot if I can keep them in that doorway. So we took a lot of damage from that barbarian, so we have to back off. Protection didn't last quite long enough, but taunt kept us somewhat alive. And now we have to deal with this quick shot. A little game of cat and mouse as he keeps reloading and quick shotting and waiting on basically cooldowns. I'm in a pretty bad spot, really. We eat 3 arrows. He left himself just a little bit too exposed, and that was probably one of my favorite sounds I've heard the entire playtest. That cleave into the door and his head was probably one of the most satisfying sounds I've ever heard. Almost as satisfying as seeing new subscribers to my channel, people commenting and people liking. Very satisfying as well. We tanked a lot of arrows. That guy's probably super frustrated. Luckily taunt ate, 15% of the damage, I'm pretty sure. So that blue hatchet was chopping through our HP bar pretty quickly. Even with, I'm not wearing incredible gear, but he had me down to 1 hit range pretty quickly. So honestly, taunt might have saved my ass there. Now we gotta heal it all back. Luckily we had lots of meds because these guys didn't really provide us with much of anything. It's a pretty fast team comp, though. Think about it, they went rogue, barbarian without any armor, single axe, and then a ranger, which is sort of unusual. So fortunately enough, I was able to catch the rogue and then three-shot the barbarian without clanging my longsword off the wall. If I had to hit the wall, I probably would have been screwed there. Also, if I had to try to block that hatchet, I probably would have been screwed because I'm terrible at blocking. I just swing. I just try to deal as much damage as possible. Don't give them a chance to, you know, hit you while you're blocking, or if you miss that block, it's kind of a tough one. So now we're full HP, so we basically just, you know, wait for the next team fight. Which, I absolutely love this room I'm in. The one next to me, so maybe we can catch another team out there. Managing all the pots and stuff is so complicated when you're trying to pot stack and you get 3 different types of pots. One last check to see if I forgot anything, which I usually do. And then we're on our way. Grab this shrine again. These shrines are amazing. I love this area. And this little spot here is really nice. You want to see the whole area. Here's steps. I hear one player at least. Not really sure where he's headed, but he's having a rough go. It sounded like Skeleton Champion in there. So it's not a room I want to go and mess with. That Ox Pendant's actually really nice. +2 strength and 5 max health. Okay with that. Yeah, seeing this is my literally best gear. It's, you know, some greens and some blues. Yeah. I hear more zombies over here. I actually hear plate boots now and a barb. So we got another team of 3. We need to get some distance, because if these guys have a little bit more gear, a little bit more armor, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get through them. We're going to leap across, get some distance, clear some of these mobs, give us a way out. And set up basically for another fight. Hopefully we can tag them a few times before they get too close to us. I'm hearing steps close to me on this side too. Grabbing my second favorite buff.
Wait, please. Please.
This guy is just coming at a really bad time.
Friends, and I'm not coming to hurt you. I lost my friends.
Yeah, we just seriously don't have time for that. I'm not gonna have him running around shouting about friends while I'm about to get into a team fight. I actually thought you could take their soul, because I thought that'd be kind of funny. Res his friend after doing that to him, but I guess that's not allowed. So now with that distraction out of the way, we're back to the guys we were focusing on. Actually sounds like we got a portal, but it's a red one. And now we're in a fight with guys with way more bows than we have. And I'm kind of on the wrong side of zone, so this is not looking good. I picked the wrong side. I'm gonna try to keep my health up, but this is not great. Zone's right on my back, and a team of 3 is looking at me across the bridge. There is another way to sneak to the left, which I'm gonna have to go for. I might eat an arrow. Yep. Eat an arrow, and then we're just gonna have to do this. Well, that was some nice couple swings. That first guy just ate the longsword stab right to his face. Now I'm at half HP, and a quick shot with a decent bow pretty much kills me here, so I have to be careful. Not really sure what's happening with those Molotovs. The other terrible part about fighting a ranger is he can just set a trap on the other side of that door, which he's likely doing now. So I'm kind of in a situation where I don't know if I should push at all or just take what I have. I do want to finish this off and kill the guy, but a trap into a quick shot and then a longbow shot to the face. There's nothing I can do about it. Zone's kind of forcing me to go around if I want to survive this one. I see a portal cracked open, so I'm going to try to catch this ranger, maybe. Just in a really horrible spot. I just don't have time. And this is a terrible room full of mobs. Well, I've never seen him up on the table before, because that's actually usually how I get through this room. I really don't want to aggro skeleton champion, so we're going to go around and see what we can find. Maybe the ranger's over this way. But something tells me he's gone. Like, completely gone, which is surprising. I guess we get a couple portals to ourselves. Well, it's kind of strange. I guess he was terrified. Because he would have left all the loot behind as well. And we've lived to fight another day. Like I said, the loot doesn't really matter. This is pretty much the end. On a different day, I might have tried to snag some. But I was really happy with the longsword during this. And Taunt. Taunt actually did pretty friggin' well. A couple guys going into the red room in the last couple hours. Wish them the best of luck. But also, I wish you guys the best of luck in our little bit of time we have left waiting for this new playtest. I appreciate it all if you could subscribe and like. I'm trying to make a push for 1,000 subs, so thank you all to everyone that already has. I greatly appreciate it. I have more stuff coming up until basically the playtest is released. So let me know what you think of, Longsword Taunt. I've made videos on this before and have really, really liked using it. I'm hoping they make some changes to basically any of the fighter skills, and they'll give me even more options to explore. But nothing beats a longsword cleave. And man, that cleave to the ranger's head was just... oh, I love watching that back. Once again, thank you all. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the playtest. Hopefully in the dungeon on April 14th.